Hello everyone, I'm Brazen Eagle and thank you for joining me here. So, today from Fox News, Nike dropped a Betsy Ross themed 4th of July sneaker after Colin Kaepernick complained, report says, from, I believe July 1st, 2019. Regardless, just don't do it. That was the message ex-NFL quarterback Colin Kaepernick delivered to Nike over the planned release of a USA-themed sneaker which featured a Betsy Ross flag on the heel, according to a report. Nike nixed the release of the Air Max 1 USA after having already sent the sneakers to retailers because of the protesting quarterback said he felt the use of the Betsy Ross flag was offensive and carried slavery connotations, sources told the Wall Street Journal. Oh no. Citing people familiar with the matter, the Journal's report stated, after images of the shoe were posted online, Mr. Kaepernick, a Nike endorser, reached out to company officials saying that he and others felt the Betsy Ross flag is an offensive symbol because of its connection to an era of slavery. That's extremely important to note. Because of its connection to an era of slavery. If that is the justification for removing things, then this is going to be a very dangerous next couple decades for the United States. So, let's see. I don't want to show you what the flag looks like just yet because I've got a little quiz for you. Anyways, in response, a Nike spokeswoman told the Journal, Nike has chosen not to release the Air Max 1 Quick Strike 4th of July as it featured the old version of the American flag. Way to be very diplomatic, Nike. Very diplomatic. The sneaker originally was slated to be released on Monday, and posts hyping its release said it would cost $140. Kaepernick, the former quarterback who famously kneeled during the national anthem, starting in 2016, was named as the face of Nike's latest Just Do It campaign last year. After the announcement, Nike stock initially fell more than 3% before online sales increased. A report from Edison Trends said the company's online sales grew 31% the week the campaign was launched. The surge was stronger than the 17% increase recorded last year during the same period, the report said. There was speculation that the Nike and the Kaepernick campaign would lead to a drop in sales, but the data does not support that theory, the company said in a statement. Well, you know what, so be it then. But because of its connection with Kaepernick, Nike basically said that we're going to pull the Betsy Ross inspired shoes. If you don't know who Betsy Ross is, she's usually attributed to creating the first American flag. Technically, it's not the first official American flag. Well, actually, it might be. But there's some stories and myths where Betsy Ross might not have actually created the flag. She might have sewed the flag, but she might not have actually designed the flag herself. But regardless, the sole justification that this product was pulled from the public was literally because of its connection to an era of slavery. Any connection or even mention of anything remotely tied to slavery must get what we call the ban hammer. This is the justification that will never, ever go away unless we stop it. Even if something is remotely connected to slavery, and probably most likely American or the history of American slavery, then it must be erased from history. There must be no mention of this. You cannot have this on a product. You cannot. If I asked you, though, what the Betsy Ross flag looked like, how would you describe it? What colors would it use? What is the design of it? Would you know? Let me show you two flags. I will show you the first flag. This is the first flag. Looks pretty nice. It looks kind of colonial. And this is the second flag. This also looks pretty colonial. I mean, the difference between this flag and this flag isn't very much. Obviously, the difference is the number of stripes between this flag. This one obviously has more than this one. So what is this flag? Some of you might know, but both of these flags have 13 stars. If you count them up, exactly 13 stars. But this one also has 13 stars. One of these is the Betsy Ross flag, though. let's go back to this one first. But before I reveal the origins of both of these flags, I want to remind you that if you show an American what these flags are or what these flags represent, most would say not slavery. Most would probably say that these flags are colonial, or at the very least, early American history. Yes, there was slavery, but there was just more than slavery in the States. There was slavery in the South and the North, but there was just so much more than just slavery. Anyways, the flag on screen right now is the Betsy Ross flag. We have 13 stars here, which represent the 13 colonies, as well as the 13 stripes, which also denotes the colonies, but also denotes the subordination of the states to the Union. So each one of these is representative of a state that, bound together, creates a union. When you see this flag, you don't think of slavery. What you think of is an early United States, an untamed western wilderness. I mean, you had Ohio territory, you had parts of Georgia that still weren't explored yet, Alabama, Mississippi, Tennessee. And eventually, you would also think of the eventual glory that the United States would encounter using manifest destiny, or the belief that the United States should stretch from sea to sea. Now, this flag, if you're a historian kind of like me, this flag is the original flag of the Confederate States of America, right here. 13 stars, but only 3 stripes. Now, I will link all these pages, website links, in the description below. But it's very interesting to read the origins of this Confederate flag. Now, many of you would say that this is the Confederate flag over here. Kind of is, but really, actually, if you go through this Wikipedia page, it clearly outlines that this bars and stars, even though it's not technically the stars and bars, is actually just a battle flag. Let's see, where is it? The typical Confederate flag that we think of is actually just a battle flag of the Army of Northern Virginia. Regardless, this is the Confederate States of America. The 13 stars were used to denote the 13 slave states that left the Union, even though the last 2 really didn't leave. Regardless, getting back to the article, though. The mere description of having a relationship with slavery must be put down to the left, or anyone that believes in the left, politically left. Anything that might have a connection with slavery must either be put in a museum or destroyed. It cannot be displayed, it cannot be shown, it cannot be served as a reminder to everyone in today's world that slavery used to exist. And this is exactly where we are headed. Let's take a look. This is, of course, the modern U.S. flag. 50 stars, 13 stripes. Doesn't this flag right here, look at least a little similar to this? Look at 13 stripes, couple stars, white stars, blue background. Same thing, blue background, white stars, 13 stripes. Looks very similar, right? By using that relationship and logic, the United States flag, the modern United States flag, is a reminder that there was slavery within the United States of America. And when the political left brings up this idea and question within the next few years, it'll be very interesting to watch what will happen. The left, of course, has already begun to demonize Old Glory here, and will continue to demonize anything that makes Americans proud, which includes, unfortunately, our flag. And if you want to explore these pages, like I said before, I'm going to leave all these Wikipedia links in the description below. It's very interesting to see the history, actually, of the American flag, the continental colors, the flag of the British East India Company, and the changes that the flag went through since the very founding, and how we eventually added more states to the Union, even having a star, circle, different circle, and things like that. But the attack on the flag is just more than an attack on the flag. It is a progression of destroying a nation's identity, really. And this is all, like I said, a progression of how the political left will continue to tear down our culture and society, and basically our way of life and our future. But you know what? today is not the day for fighting, but today is a day to look at the progression of when our next fight will come. Anyways, with that in mind, my name, of course, is Brazen Eagle. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.